We now determine the absolute extrema of this given function, that is f of x equals 3x raised to the power of 6 by 7 on the interval -4 and -3. So first we have to determine the critical point of this function because the absolute extrema may or may not occur at the critical point. So to determine the critical point, we have to find f prime of x equals 0. So first let's find the derivative of the function f of x. So I'm going to write f prime of x, which is the derivative of the f of x, and this equals 3 times of, we apply the power rule to find the derivative of x raised to the power of 6 by 7. So I put the power in front and then raise x to the power of 6 by 7 minus 1. Now let's simplify this. So this equals 3 times 6 is 18. I write this as 18 over 7 x raised to the power of 6 by 7 minus 1, and this equals 6 by 7 minus 7 by 7. So it is 6 minus 7 is negative 1 7. So it is basically negative 1 7, and we can write down this in terms of positive powers of x. So I write down this as 18 over 7x power 1 by 7, that is positive 1 by 7. So this is basically the derivative of the function f of x. So now we have to say put this f prime of x equals 0. So we can say that 0 equals 18 divided by 7x power 1 by 7. And this equation is true only for larger values of x. That is, when x approaches infinity, this is a possible solution. So in the given interval, we don't have the critical point. So we can say that there is no critical point, and this means we have to determine the maximum or the minimum value at the end point. So first, let's consider the end point, the leftmost end point, that is at x equals -4. We have to find the value of the function. So it is f of -4, and this equals, we have to replace the x by -4. So therefore this becomes 3 times of -4 raised to the power of 6 by 7. And we can plug this into the calculator, and when we do that we get approximately 9.8440. Now let's determine the value of the function at the other endpoint, that is the rightmost endpoint, when x equals -3. So it becomes f of -3, and this equals 3 times of -3 raised to the power of 6 7th. And we plug this into the calculator, and when you do that we get approximately 7.693. And from these two values, we can clearly say that this is the maximum out of these two values, and this is the minimum. So therefore, we see that the absolute maximum of the function is 9.8440, and the absolute minimum equals, this is approximate values, so it is 7.6993. I'm sorry, it is 7.693.